left that project. It's like now you're messing with Tron. Like it's unbelievable. It really is. So.
It's crazy. Hey everybody, what's up? This is Crypto Cody, and I'm so excited to do another video for you guys. Guys, if you could do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification. That would mean the world to me. Guys, I'm so pumped to share this video with you today. We are going to be interviewing TRON, who is an entrepreneur, professional YouTuber, as well as a crypto enthusiast and blockchain researcher. Let's dive into his thoughts on this upcoming world of cryptocurrency. Thanks so much for coming on the channel. Hopefully this thing's not going to glitch like it was earlier. But guys, for those of you who don't know TRON, he's an entrepreneur, blockchain researcher, crypto enthusiast, and a pro YouTuber. So we're super excited to have you on the channel. And dude, I've been following you for years. I've been following you for years, bro. I mean, well, I say years. It's been what, 2.5 years now, probably?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, super cool stuff. And your devotion to not just the cryptocurrency idea in general, but just like Tron. It's unbelievable how faithful you've been to this company. And I love it, dude. It's absolutely like every time I watch your videos, it gets me stoked to buy more. At my own risk, obviously.
Right. Not financial advice.
Yes. But dude, so I mean, how long have you been in the cryptocurrency world? Like, how'd you get started?
I mean, I've been in since like October of 17. I got in through BitConnect. I thought that was gonna be like the coolest thing ever. I was making 1% a day, and you know, I had to buy Bitcoin. And I was like, well, what the hell is Bitcoin? So you know, I went on all these apps I was trying to find. It was so hard to buy it. I ended up calling some guy in Orlando. I remember like the first time I had heard about Bitcoin and all this stuff. And I was like, I need to buy it now. And the guy was like, well, you could just like download Coinbase. And I'm like, yeah, but you have like an ATM thing. And he's like, yeah, I got one of those. You can come and buy it here. And he told me the fees. And I was like, whoa, no, I'm good, man. Yeah. So I started researching how to buy it. And then I heard it was like hard money and there's 21 million only. And it's you know, there's no cap on it. They can't just print it. And I was like, oh my God, this is like unbelievable, because I've always been into money and economics. Ever since I always remember my economics teacher in college said to the whole class that money is not backed by anything. And I was like, I like stood up and was like, what? I was like, how does that make any sense? Like, yeah, I like to make money. It's not backed by anything. Well, they used to back it by gold, but now it's just backed by like oil and shit. And I'm like, well, what are they? They just keep printing it there. He's like, yeah, they keep printing it and yada yada. And I was like, why is this guy telling me this? I'm like, I don't understand. So I've always kind of had that in the back of my head. You know, I was into real estate for a while. I used to flip houses and stuff. And then I ended up getting into crypto. And once I heard about Bitcoin, again, I heard about BitConnect, like 1% a day, great. But when I kind of really looked into Bitcoin, I was like, wow, I was floored. I was like, this could be freaking awesome and it could be the future. So I've been like, when I get into something, I get into it and I'm like 100% or I'm not, you know.
Dude, no kidding. I mean, seriously, like I said, your devotion has been unbelievable. I mean, you got quite the following on YouTube as far as, you know, what you've been giving out for information and whatnot. And so with all that being said, I mean, was your first purchase, did you somehow manage to purchase BitConnect first, or what was your first crypto purchase?
Well, in order to get in, you had to purchase Bitcoin. So I had purchased Bitcoin, and then I learned how to send it, and I was like all scared sending it because it's like, you know, you can't call anybody. But I also thought it was cool because like you got that feeling of like anonymity, like nobody knows, you know what I mean? Like what I'm doing with my money, and like I've always been like that. Like you got money in the bank, but like you don't want nobody knowing. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You still know what you have in the bank. Like I don't want anybody.
It's scary. It's scary.
I don't want to deal with none of that. I mean, I can't stand any of that stuff. So
it's like was it Coinbase was your first exchange that you got involved with? Or?
No, it was like this shitty app. It was like Air Bits, or I don't remember what it was exactly.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. That's
crazy. I bought like $1,000 worth, and then I found Coinbase. And I'll never forget when I found Coinbase. I had to, because I'm used to getting like wire transfers at this time with real estate, and it's like, you know, 3 hours to get your money. It was like I bought Bitcoin, and there was all these fees, and then it was like 8 days to get my Bitcoin. And I called, and I'm like, I need to get into BitConnect now. Like, what's going on? I didn't tell them that, but they were like, yeah, it takes 8 days to get your Bitcoin. And I'm like, nah, I bought that shit yesterday. Like, I need it now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I called them like every day for like an hour, and I'd sit on the line for an hour. And then I ended up almost getting scammed because I found the number on Google, and it was like this weird number. And I called it anyway, and it was these people out in Dubai, and they were trying to do a computer sharing thing with me, and I was falling for it, and I was like, all right, no problem. And the guy wanted to like look at my screen. He was like trying to get into my email, and I was like, no. I was like, no, bro. I unplugged my computer, and I had him on the phone, and I was like, bro, you're a scammer. Don't even lie to me. No.
Yeah.
I promise. And then I ended up calling them back and calling the guy out. And I said, you're definitely a scammer. And the guy leveled with me. He was like, you know what? I'm a scammer. And we've been scamming people for years.
Oh, my word, dude. That's crazy.
Why, you stupid ass Americans, blah, 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 this. And I'm like, what? He was saying some shit that would make any American flip out. He was talking about like 9/11 and how we're a bunch of idiots. I was just like floored.
Holy crap.
But I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to let you talk your shit and tell me more. How do you do it? And he's like, man, we just stole 600 Bitcoins from this old lady that had Bitcoin. I was like, what? He's like, we're out here buying Lambos and stuff. I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't even scared of that. I was like, you know what? I got to be careful in this space. And getting into altcoins, getting into these platforms in the beginning, I definitely learned my lesson for sure. But, once I really started looking into Bitcoin 100%, I was hooked on Bitcoin and not just these dumb lending platforms. The 1% a day kind of enticed me. It was all over YouTube. I got into it. And, and then like around March, I think it was like the market had crashed and, everything was, balloons and everybody was happy. And then the market crashes and I was like, it hit $6,000. And I was like, holy crap. Luckily I was buying at around $7,000, $7,000. And then I did a couple of buys around 13, 14-ish and started buying alts with that. So, I'm like everybody else. We got in during the bull run and, I just went with it. Again, like I said, I got into Tron in March and ever since then I was like, this legs, there's marketing behind it. And as a person who wants to get in being crypto, I want something with marketing. And that's what we're getting with Tron. And nothing else. And I've gotten so much hate on it, and I'm like, listen.
Dude, we all have. Anyone who loves Tron is going to get their hate. But you know what? You're doing something wrong if you don't have haters, right? That's just the reality. Or you're doing nothing at all if you don't have haters. Is what one of my mentors always told me. But with that being said, dude, obviously you've been probably one of the largest Tron enthusiasts on the YouTube sphere, I would say. Dude, I personally think Justin Sun should make you the chief operating officer or whatever, the COC or whatever.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Dude, absolutely.
But I'm getting some info now. I'm getting some info, so I'm getting something.
You support them probably more than their actual team. So it's crazy.
I have some people that know the inner workings. I hear a lot of shit, and I'm just like, but I've seen it before. I used to work for a real estate investor that was, when I first got involved, and he was a dirtbag. And but that's how you make money, honestly. It's sad to say that, but with what Justin's doing, I kind of I take what I learned and I see this with him, what he's doing. So again, there's no way we're gonna get to mass adoption unless we have somebody from crypto talking about mass adoption with people that know anything about crypto, like Warren Buffett, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
He brings in Charlie Lee with him and a couple other guys. He's not even doing this for just Tron. He's doing this for crypto.
Yeah, he really is.
Recognize.
Yeah. No, and I think it's beautiful. His it really seems like he cares a lot about the individualistic, having the option to be totally independent of your assets. It really seems like he seems to care much about that for people because let's face it. We have a solely dependent society, right? I guess I don't know statistically on the world, but as far as North America goes, we're more dependent than independent, right?
Well, the government has screwed us. They've given too many people too many lines of credit and things like that. Back in the day when I used to help people fix their credit, you don't have to go bankrupt, people. You just have to call a credit guy and have everything done right, and you can wipe out all your debt. Where does that debt go? I always think about that. Where does that money go? If you could just wipe your slate clean, they just print more money, right? That's how we save everything. Like, for example, out in China, they don't have any of that. You got to have money to be able to spend money. You can't really get
Yes.
lines of credit like you can over here. I mean, they're giving out, you go bankrupt, they're giving you credit again. You go bankrupt twice, they're still giving you credit. Like,
Yeah,
have you
exactly.
not learned your lesson? But
It's
the problem
crazy.
is we are a loan-based society now. Like my grandfather used to buy things cash. Your grandfather too, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, it's almost like you have to have a loan. You have to have a car loan. You have to have a mortgage. Like these things
Yeah.
didn't exist. And that's how they create more money based off of thin air. And that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
like so much about Bitcoin is that it's not based off thin air. It's hard money. We know what the
Right.
supply is. And all these companies that are building on top of, this crypto space, as long as they have marketing and they have a good project, they're going to moon.
Yeah.
It's like a given. I mean, people are willing to pay more for Bitcoin because it's scarce and it has not gone down yet. It has not had any issues. The hash rate is higher than it's ever been.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
almost inevitable. So I'm like, it's again, not financial advice, but for me, it's like a guarantee that it's going
Yeah.
to go up time. And those coins that are strong are going to benefit, and we're going to benefit being in the next wave. And there's always going to be waves, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, well, the reality is there's only so much gold in the world. The problem with gold is it's too heavy. I mean, Bitcoin is just a true digital commodity, just like gold. I mean, I think it's beautiful. But I guess my question to you, or my next question to you would be like, so with all of the different cryptocurrencies and all the companies that are backing it in the world, what got you so heavily invested into TRX and Tron?
Well, mainly because of I like the hype, I like the FUD, I like that people are talking about it.
I'm with you on
That's
that.
mainly it. And people would
Yeah.
always hate on me and say, "Well, why are you pushing this shit coin?" And I'm like, who is talking about any other coin that you're so, people are so like, oh, I'm so hooked on Digibyte or this or that. I'm like, nobody talks about, like, I always talk about, how Theta is like a cool project, but like,
Yeah.
who cares? They have no marketing.
Yeah. Their marketing
What are they
sucks.
doing?
Yeah.
Like as a person, I try to take myself out of the crypto world, which I feel a lot of Twitter people don't do, and put myself in a newbie's shoes and say, like, what would I go with? Like, what would I want to invest in? Would I want to invest in something that has marketing and they have a plan? Or do I want to invest in something that's like, oh, this is, going to be the next big thing, but there's no marketing or anything like that. No one talks about it. No one cares.
Yeah.
That's
No.
what a moon. Tron to me is an investment. Theta would be a moon bag or anything else for that matter.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a solid foundation. So,
yeah. No, that's beautiful. And it makes sense. And Justin Sun seems to really come through with a lot of the different things that he says. I mean, obviously everybody was giving him a whole lot of, crap for the whole Warren Buffett thing not falling through and whatnot. But I mean, he came through. I think that was a huge boost for him as far as trust goes, I'd imagine.
I mean, look, they just partnered with Steemit. You got D Live, you got Poloniex, you got Samsung, Opera Browser, BitTorrent. I mean, the list goes
it's huge.
There's just so many projects that they've partnered with or acquired that it's like mind-boggling now at this point. And again, all those haters are now becoming believers. Like a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of big accounts are talking good about Tron that were calling it a shitcoin 100% before.
Right, exactly.
I think those accounts knew that Tron could be something, but the whole thing in crypto Twitter is this. It's all about money. So whoever's paying who to FUD what, FUD this, that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what I've come to see. Like there's nobody on crypto Twitter that's got a big account that's faithful to the crypto community. They're all a bunch of dirtbags.
Yeah.
That's just the way that it is.
But that's
money. Everything is money. So people need to understand that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, as far as like, obviously there's a crap ton of dApps on different platforms and what's going on with that. But, obviously Tron's been outperforming in a very, very large way with all these other different platforms as far as dApps go. I mean, do you ever think that Ethereum or that Tron will ever pass Ethereum on the CoinMarketCap? Or do you think it's just going to remain?
You got EtherRoll, which I just looked at on dApp Review yesterday, which is like number 21 dApp on Ethereum, and that's like garbage. I mean, I showed that about a year ago versus TronBet and how much better TronBet is than that. So like these people are playing dinosaur dApps while Tron has actual dApps that are like this. I mean, they link, you see how fast it is. People are going to gamble. I'm not really a huge fan of gambling per se,
same.
but this is what you're going to have in crypto. It's inevitable. It's kind of like lending platforms, Ponzi schemes. They're going to come out. There's really nothing that anybody can do about that. There's always bad actors in any industry.
I wonder if the
But, you know,
casinos are ever going to go after Tron.
well, they'll probably want to work with it somehow because
Yeah,
everything is internet based now. I mean,
it's
you
true.
probably get less people going to Vegas because they could just do it at home, right?
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
have more people going to Vegas if you didn't have things on the internet where you could bet. And Tron is
exactly.
not the only place you could do that. You could do that with Bitcoin. You could do it with Dogecoin, has a lot of that stuff. But I just feel that, Tron is super fast.
Yeah.
And we see that in these dApps. I don't think the killer dApp has come out yet. I think it's definitely going to be somewhere in the decentralized, the DeFi movement going on.
What's your favorite right now?
Well, I mean, I like Bankroll a lot. Bankroll
Yep.
is like my favorite dApp on Tron. It's probably got the biggest community, or not the biggest community, but the best community out there. And I like what they got going on.
Yeah.
You can earn TRX here and there, but you have Banker Token, which is big, and that's deflationary. I like the way he set that up. So that's a fun one to play. But is that like the dApp that's gonna take us into the future? Maybe not. Is Wink that dApp? Probably not either. The Just game that Justin pumped, that's hooking a lot of TRX. Is that the next app? No, these are games, and that's what people need to understand. That's why when I talk about a game or something like that, I tell you, it's just a game. You'll probably lose your money if you go in too hard. So
yeah,
go in
exactly.
$20, $30, have fun. But these games are, being tested out right now, and I think over time people are going to want to use it more so over Ethereum. For sure, and there's been a lot of talk about the whole consensus thing. They invest in startups on Ethereum. If Tron were to work with them somehow, I mean, I don't know if it's possible or if it's going to happen, but they've been kind of promoting that a little bit. If that were to happen, I mean, that's like a moon right there for Tron, in my opinion. Because now it's like all those devs are going to go over to Tron.
Oh, dude, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I mean, I just personally find that Tron seems to be so much faster and reliable, and just the community alone for Tron. I mean, there's obviously a large community with Ethereum, but I feel like it's slowly maybe dying out, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, people are pissed, man. I mean, they've been talking about ETH 2.0. They were talking about charting. They were talking about a stake. I mean, where is any of that? I mean, we've been talking about that for a year and a half, and they have not come with a solution. And they even, the co-founder had even said it's not scalable. They know it's not scalable, yet they're bringing in investor money to this shitty platform, basically, that's old and clunky. And then you have Tron right in front of your face. Right. And we've seen Ethereum in 2015 was at 14 cents a dollar, around that area. There's less coins, obviously, so we're probably never going to see, or in the near future, a $1,400 Tron, right?
Yeah, right.
But $1, $2. I mean, this is so possible for this to happen with Tron. And if a lot of big money comes into the space, which I believe it will over time, because Bitcoin is hard money, you're going to see these things moon. So it's really just a matter of time. For any newcomers out there, guys, just hodl. That's all I can tell you, is just hodl, because you will lose funds messing around. And that $100 you lose might be worth $1,000 in a year.
And you mentioned the newcomers, and that actually is a perfect segue into the next question. Is what's some advice that you could give some of the newcomers, as far as just like, I feel like what happens is when people first get involved in the space, they get so stoked when they see all the green, and then they buy when they see these massive numbers in the green, and then they just freak out and sell once it's down in the red. And they're doing the complete opposite as what we were taught as investors.
In the stock market too.
Right, but with that being said, though, I mean, we're at we just hit what, a $300 billion total market cap in this sphere. So with that being said, I mean, we are so far away. I mean, we're talking about $1 trillion+ market cap in the future, right? So would you encourage 100%. People to day trade, or do you think to just hold on to it and, these moon bags that you talk about? Listen,
guys, just hodl. In the 1900s, do you think that anybody in the 1900s would have ever thought that the country would be $22 trillion in debt, let alone there be $22 trillion in the world at all? I mean, there's quadrillions in wealth now between real estate, money, and all this stuff. It's all created out of thin air. This was created out of thin air as well. So what makes anybody think that money isn't going to go into a hard asset like Bitcoin?
Yeah, exactly.
This Bitcoin, this is why Pomp says Bitcoin fixes this. That's why it's all over Twitter. Bitcoin fixes all of this stuff 100%, because it's hard money, and it puts that money that's just the Fed is creating money. they're going to put it into Bitcoin eventually. More money to be put into Bitcoin as it gets more scarce. 90% of all Bitcoins are in circulation, have already been mined, which leaves 10% left from now until 2140. That's 120 years to mine the rest 10% of Bitcoin, guys. So that's why everybody tells you to hodl, because by 2030, forget about it. Who knows where this thing could be?
Yeah, exactly.
Try and get your coins off of, things like Coinbase. Get it on a wallet so no one knows where you are or what you're doing or anything like that. Because that's where it's going to get hard for the IRS or for anybody to really come after people and say, you got Bitcoin or you got this. It's like people need to understand that, and again, I don't really think people do. People are just kind of scared when it comes to a lot of things. So you can't be scared when it comes to crypto. You have to just trust the system, trust the decentralization aspect, and just hodl. And that's it, because again, if Bitcoin were to shit the bed, everything shits the bed.
Well, that's the thing.
This is advancement.
Yeah, and it's so funny to me how people are always saying, oh, this is going to surpass Bitcoin. Oh, this is going to be the better Bitcoin. Oh, this is going to be, and it's just like, dude, no, you don't understand. That's like saying you're creating a more precious thing than gold,
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, BCH, BSV, I mean, Craig Wright, all these idiots, it's all BS. It's all just
total BS.
It's a marketing ploy, but it's the same thing. Like I said this a couple of days ago. BSV is top 5 currency. Everybody hates Craig Wright.
I know, it's so weird. Dude,
you know what I mean? Justin Sun got a top 13 currency. Everybody hates Justin Sun.
Just for my users, Tone, can you please just give us some reassurance on Craig Wright for a second? Let us know what obviously not Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, yes. No. Well, it's already been somewhat proven. I think the best information that I've ever gotten was from his name is Alex Kruger on Twitter, and he put out last year around April. It was a tweet basically that shows when Satoshi Nakamoto was posting on Reddit, the times. And this guy lives in, I believe, Argentina, which is kind of lines up with Eastern Standard Time where we are. And that was around the time, like it shows a graph of when he would have been sleeping and when he was posting. And it showed that he was started posting at like 7, 8 a.m. And then, so how this guy in Australia would be doing that is beyond me. It's obvious that it was probably this Dan Kleiman guy who created it. That's who Craig Wright is fighting with. And Craig Wright is just using this as a way for him to get more attention, because no matter what, you all know who Craig Wright is. Just like no matter what, you all know who Justin Sun is, and you all know who Tron is. Everybody in crypto knows what Tron is.
Yes, and with that, it's so true, and I'm so glad.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he's great marketing.
Thanks for sharing.
Not Justin Sun, Craig Wright.
No, yeah, of course, we all know who you're talking about.
Great.
So, all right, so back to Tron. All right, so we're in 2020 right now. Give us your vision of 2030 with Tron, let alone Bitcoin, but let's hear Tron.
Man, I don't know. I mean, they look at all the moves that they're making now with what I just mentioned with Steemit, DLive, OKX, all these big things that they got going on. I mean, I could see it. I could see it on Apple phones. Now here's my thing. This is like, again, stepping outside of my shoes into a newbie's shoes. Who's really going to use crypto, right? Like, why would I use crypto when I got Zelle, I got Cash App, I got all these things, right? This is mainly for people that want to send money across borders, because with Zelle and with Cash App, I don't believe you could do that. You have to stay like within the U.S. or within your jurisdiction.
Right.
People don't understand crypto. I think it's going to take a very long time for people to understand crypto, and people aren't really going to FOMO in until past all-time highs.
Right.
But but if Bitcoin does remain solid on solid foundation and the network remains secure, as the price goes up, as hash rate goes up, the network gets more secure, which is huge right there. The halvening is coming up. This is always going to happen for the next, like I said, 120 years. I don't see this industry going anywhere. I see a lot of people that are going to do the same thing that happened in 2017. You're going to have your booms and busts again. You're going to go to, who knows, 100,000, maybe 500,000, come back down to 20 grand, maybe insane moves that can happen in crypto. So the companies that are building now are building a solid foundation by decentralizing the internet. And that's mainly what Tron is doing. People want decentralization, especially the ones that are in crypto now, that are in early. And other people want it too. They just don't know it yet. They don't know
Yeah.
it. We need to have a system that's using everything, but no one really knows you're using blockchain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what Tron brings to the table. And I think with their marketing skills, as long as everything stays on point, without any crazy hiccups, without anything insane happening within the company, we could see some amazing numbers and I think we could see some serious mass adoption, especially with Tron, leading the way. I think Ethereum's still going to be there. Of course, Bitcoin's going to be there. These other platforms are going to play a huge part. But I think Tron's definitely going to be, by 2030, man. I mean, I don't really want to give a prediction because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But I mean, I could definitely see over $1, for sure.
Yeah.
Again,
and that's pretty conservative. That's pretty conservative.
Yeah. I mean, look, it could, people say, well, the market cap would have to be like 2 trillion or 2. Did you ever think that in 2010 and you heard about Bitcoin that, I'm going to tell everybody, let me call my buddy up by 2020, or I'm sorry, by 2017, it's going to be $20,000. It's going to 90,000x or whatever. People would be like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. Hang up the phone.
Yeah.
And then they'd be calling them back, in 2017, like, bro, my bad. I'm an idiot. So people can't sit here and say it's not going to happen. I don't even want to hear that. I did a video like Tron to $12 a year ago, and it got good views. It was really somebody else's prediction, but I wanted to talk about it. And I showed the Ethereum chart. I was like, look at Ethereum, look at Bitcoin. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it's going to have a large market cap, but no one thought there was going to be $300 billion right now in crypto, or $850 billion like it had during all-time highs. And now you got a buy signal coming in on the total market cap minus Bitcoin right now. We're about 30 billion away from the all-time high of July of last year. So
crazy.
I mean, there's so much money coming in. There's so much more already built. There's more of a solid foundation.
Yeah. I mean, and we've already seen this to be proven. I mean, you look at XRP, I mean, that thing's got a max supply of 100 billion or something like that. I mean, that it's gone $3.50 or something stupid like that.
And you have 22%
different use case.
Right, but there's 22% of the coins are locked up on Tron now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even bigger.
Crazy.
So you have 33 billion locked up by the Tron Foundation. So you have
Crazy.
That's 33% that's locked up, not going to be moved. Plus you have 22 billion locked up in frozen coins, which obviously some people will, take and
obviously
and sell. So, 350 is, you could go to 650. Who knows? I mean, this thing could moon hardcore. It really could.
Absolutely.
Ripple is something that we all know. I mean, we've seen it go, and Tron is the same situation.
So so that's from the investor standpoint. Now, from maybe 10 years from now, obviously Tron's all about decentralizing the internet. Being able to have that opportunity for yourself as an individual. 10 years from now, I mean, do you think people are actually ready for decentralizing the internet, or do you think that that's even better for society to decentralize the internet, or what are your thoughts on that?
The problem is that if there's no recourse, then people have a problem with it. So what I mean by that is, like, imagine you didn't have insurance on your house and your house burns down. And if you can't get your money, then what are you going to do? So the problem with crypto is that people are scared of it. I mean, I really, people are going to say, like, if you're really into crypto, you want to hold your coins on Ledger Nano, you want to be completely decentralized, but you need to trust that ledger and all that to make sure that your crypto is safe. At the end of the day, these apps and these platforms now have insurance, and that gives people that warm and fuzzy feeling inside, that guarantee that they're not going to lose their money. We can't expect newbies to get into crypto and throw their Bitcoin on a Ledger Nano from Coinbase right away. Let me take my Bitcoin off of an app that I can see everything on, I can see where my Bitcoin is, and let me throw it on a Ledger Nano S. I don't see it for mass adoption. I just don't. Right. And that's the unfortunate truth, because we got to be realistic. That's the way to go. Be decentralized for yourself, but is that really going to fly with the rest of the world? I don't think so.
Yeah. Now, as far as Justin's son goes, I mean, why do you, I know we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier in this, but like, why do you think people have such an issue with him? Like, why does he get so much crap for everything that he posts from so many people? I mean, to me, I don't see any issues with what he's posting. So what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you've been in it since the beginning, you kind of see that, you know, there's been a lot of FUD. They copy the white paper, this, that. They took a lot of pieces from whatever they took from. So that's where a lot of the FUD comes from. Then he's always announcing announcements of announcements and things like that. He's a pump artist.
It's marketing.
But that's what I'm saying is that the immaturity in the crypto space is mainly millennials. You know, people our age, people younger than us possibly. So, you know, those people are not mature enough to understand what's really going on behind the scenes. And, you know, as we grow and we're starting to see now, the inevitable is happening. And what I've been saying was going to happen, but didn't really know that it was going to come true 100%. People are starting to wake up and say, wow, we need to pay attention to Tron because of what the hell is going on with what Justin is doing. They have, you know, they're like the top UFC fighter. You know what I mean? You look at their stats versus EOS or Ethereum. Their stats are better. Their marketing is better. Their coin is better. I mean, like their dApps are better. The protocol itself has never been congested. It's better. Their acquisitions are better. Ethereum's on the Samsung wallet, but like Vitalik doesn't talk about that. Like, dude, talk about it. You know what I mean? Not that he really cares anymore because he's already made millions upon millions. And maybe that might happen with Tron in 2-3 years when that happens with Tron. We hope it doesn't. We hope that Justin stays on point and just keeps doing what he's doing, because if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's only going to grow a larger following. He's a love-hate kind of guy. You know, either you love what he's got going on or you hate him. So, you know, again, like what you said earlier, you know, when you get hated on, you're doing something right.
Yeah. So, no, I believe it to the fullest.
I'm happy that he gets a lot of shit. I really do. And I don't mind. You know, look, the whole Tesla thing and, you know, the Just Game thing was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You know, so I was like, oh, what the hell's going on?
But these are minor things, though, you know?
Right, but like he's venturing out to talk to people that are playing dApps. He's venturing out to people that are investors. He's kind of, you know, hitting all aspects, which is kind of what I do on my channel. We talk about dApps. We talk about platforms. We talk about, I'm not just into Tron, you know that. I'm into Crypto.com, ICX, Basic Attention Token. I mean, like, I'm into coins that like are doing something, right? I'm not like, oh, this one's going to be the future because of look at what it's going to do. Back in 2017, people were buying coins because they changed the logo. Yeah. Like, you know, like stupid shit like that. And that's probably going to come again. I mean, the good thing is people still think out there that Tron is a scam, and scams pump the hardest, right? So we are going to see future. I mean, people say Ripple's a scam. I mean, XRP. Like, come on, man. Are you really that naive? I mean, look at what Ripple is doing. I mean, this company is huge. I mean, they're trying to solve a $27 trillion problem by getting rid of Nostro and Vostro. You know, you got to look at that and say, holy shit.
I mean, you look at BitConnect and what happened to them. I mean, that would have happened a long time ago with the Tron Foundation if it was truly a scam, you know? And when it comes down to it, I mean, to me, it is funny, the ignorance that a lot of people have in this whole crypto world. But yeah, so you mentioned crypto.com. Now, I mean, obviously you've been putting out a lot of videos recently, just kind of endorsing them. And dude, I'm stoked about this crypto.com thing. Do you think it's going to help just the mass adoption process for just the average mom and pops, or what do you think?
100%. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The entire world besides China is on it uses the Visa system. How else are we going to use Bitcoin? I mean, in China, they're 90% QR codes and Alipay, and they have their own thing. They're, you know, in their own little bubble. But outside of that bubble, there's a whole nother world. Crypto.com is utilizing the Visa system where people use to pay. I mean, it's accepted anywhere, and you could go swipe your card and then you could pay with your Bitcoin. I mean, it's like unbelievable. And you know, I'm tired of beating it into people's heads because I feel like not enough people are really hearing it, which is why I want to be able to get on as many platforms as possible to tell people. So I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Yeah, dude, of course.
But look, crypto.com, they are available in 9 countries right now. That's it. And only 10% of MCO tokens are on exchanges.
Yeah.
Which leaves the other 90% are, was it 15 million are locked up with their foundation and whatnot. And the other 8 or 9 million, 10 million, whatever it is, are basically locked on the app, which means that there's use case for the token. The use case is basically you get rewards with it when you spend your card, and you also have to stake X amount of coins in order to have a card to be able to get the benefits of the card. And it's only available in 9 countries, and there's Europe and the UK coming out very soon. They're signing up now, and then Latin America. That's 55 countries. So do the math. You got 10% left on exchange.
Crazy.
You got 9 countries available. The fucking thing is $6. It was just $3 a couple of months ago. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, this is what people need to wake up and look at their marketing. They have such strong backing. I don't know who the hell is backing them, but they have so much money. It's disgusting. I mean, they got billboards coming out, commercials. They're opening up their doors to like every country now. I mean, again, as an investor in crypto, we have to look at who is making strides to obtain mass adoption for cryptocurrency. They are in the lead. It's clear as day that they are in the lead. And that's another coin that I've been talking about them since they were Monaco. That was back in 18. I was like in love with it because I was like, look, you could throw your Bitcoin out here, and then when the bull run comes, you can spend your Bitcoin here. You don't got to convert it to USD. Turned out I was wrong about you have to convert it to USD. So I almost sold. And then they started hitting it hard last year with the marketing. And then when they bought crypto.com, I was like, it's game over. They paid upwards of $5 million for crypto.com, which was established back in like the 90s by some crypto guy who just like, I don't know. He probably paid nothing for it. He sold it to them for like 5-something million. And it's like they're doing giveaways every day on their Twitter, and they got influencers out there talking about it. And it's like they have so much backing, man. I'm so bullish on that coin. Again, only 31.8 million of those coins, and they need to be staked to get a card. And you got 55 countries coming out. That's 5x the amount of countries that are out now. You know, you might not get as many people in the U.S. and maybe in the Asian countries, but it's still a lot. So I mean, we could see some serious numbers with only 31.8 million coins ever. So I could see $100 like without a doubt. In a major bull run, when this major bull run comes, there's no coins to trade. You have to keep your coins locked if you want the card. So it's like, use case and incentivizing people is the main thing. And that's why I like TRON, I like ICX, that's why I like crypto.com, because they are incentivizing users to hodl their coins.
It's crazy. I mean, you have so many different, I feel like this is the year of staking and baking and voting, and you know what I mean? Like it seems to be like the true year of incentivizing, like you said, for all of the users.
It's because these platforms are ready for it.
Yeah.
Right. So people that know about crypto need to be involved in these coins that are ready, that are gearing us up for the future. And the staking and all this stuff is incentivizing users to hodl. So not only are you just hodling for gains now, you're hodling for gains along with staking, which keeps coins on the network and not on exchanges, which means that you're going to have insane moves, man. I mean, you're going to have moves that are like way harder than the last bull run, in my opinion, especially with something like Icon. I mean, you can't even unstake. You have to wait 10 days to unstake until your coins are able to be traded. So it's like, and then you still earn the same ICX amount that in staking. So if you earn 5 today, you're going to earn 5 in a year per day, right? Whatever that 5 is valued at is what you're going to earn per day. So it's incentivizing you to hodl, and plus you're making a higher percentage rate as the price increases, right? So it's like cryptocurrencies are designed to 10x no matter which way you look at it. That's why like Richard Hart has Hex going, everybody's all hunky-dory about Hex. I mean, at the end of the day, that has no use case in my opinion. It's built on Ethereum. It's never going to be built on its own blockchain. I think it's, people are just going to straight up get hexed on that. And they already been talking about it. I think I tweeted out the other day, they're moving the Ethereum on the, that he's receiving, that he says he's not getting. So that's, that's going to end badly, I believe. Plus there's like no cap on like how much could be created or some shit like that.
Wow.
So, I mean, you know, you got to be careful out there in the space. I mean, I'm not calling the guy a scammer, but maybe he has good intentions. Maybe it does do good, but I wouldn't put my money on it, you know?
Yeah, we
I
just
would like to
gotta,
have a moon bag, a little $100 moon bag, and see what happens. But you know,
it's always smart to have just a little investment, you know, make
I
sure.
have so many coins, dude. You have no idea. I have coins that I bought that I don't even know why I bought them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, look at what this does. Like I bought this IOTX like a couple of months, 6 months ago. I don't know why the hell I bought it. And it's actually great. There's 22% of the coins staked on there now, and it's a smart contract. And I'm earning stakes. And I finally figured out how to do for Cardano. That's awesome.
Yep.
You know, Cardano.
Cool.
See, the thing with Cardano is that's another one that could be huge, right?
Oh, I agree.
It's a speculation play right now, which is why it could probably pump harder than anybody else. Or any other coin.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I agree.
Speculative plays are, they could say they're going to do this, and people are like, oh my God, Charles Hoskins said it's going to do this. Oh my God. And then who really knows if that's going to happen? But I believe in it. I'm invested. Like I said, I got moon bags, man. You got to have moon bags.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, dude, 100%. I mean, I have to say, I think my worst investment I think I made during well, first of all, it just was stupid. I didn't pull out. I mean, I admittedly say there was a lot I didn't pull out.
She said.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, it was, do you remember Redcoin?
No, REDD with two Ds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
I don't know what it is, but I heard about it.
Dude, you don't even want to know. That was awful. It was supposed to be a tipping token for like YouTube and different social media platforms. That was the whole purpose behind it. I mean, other people would say there was other use cases for it, but I don't know. That was the primary big point of it all. Right. But crazy how that thing fell down.
Yeah, Google will never allow something like that to go through because Google is they're huge. So and they have the microscopes up their ass. So there's no way they'll allow.
Yeah, exactly.
I never see it happening with Google. It would be great, but I think they got the government up their ass, and the government basically came in and said, "Look, you're our bitch now. You can make your billions, but you're our bitch now." And
exactly.
You got to keep things tidy up in there.
So with that government and talking about that, like, what are your thoughts on taxes? I mean, obviously we have capital gains. I feel like so many people are trying to evade taxes with cryptocurrency.
Right.
It makes sense if you're going to convert it to your government currency to pay the capital gains, but right. What are your thoughts on capital gains on the actual asset itself? Or if that's even a possibility for the future?
Look, at the end of the day, if I got a Tron Link wallet on my browser, I mean, who's to say that's even yours at the end of the day? It doesn't have your name on it. No one really knows like if someone sends me Tron to that wallet, like where are you going to trace that back to? So if you're earning crypto, keep it in crypto. And then, convert it to USDT when the top is in, and then just sell it as you please. And then it could be little by little. Everybody's scared of taxes at the end of the day. I mean, I went through an audit back in 2012 when I had my real estate business. And it was because I had amended to not pay as much taxes. And the audit was a joke, dude. I was like bringing the guy coffee and stuff, and this nerdy ass guy, and he was like, "Hey, you're so nice, man. Thank you." Yeah. I'm like, "What do you need? Get your receipts." I remember he had told me, because I was paying people with cash, and he was like, "Oh, but you can't be paying people with cash like that." And I'm like, "What do you mean I can't be paying people with cash?" He's like, "Well, then we can't confirm it." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
So there's another thing that always stuck in my mind. They don't want cash anymore, dude. They want crypto. What do you think is going on in China right now? When China comes out with their own crypto, they have their eyes on every single person. So why not allow them to trade crypto? That's why I think that China is going to open up their doors to crypto exchanges, which is potentially why Justin Sun had acquired Poloniex, because in order to be a working exchange in China, you need to be around for at least 3 years, which Poloniex has. That was the speculation. It still is speculation. But if it is to lead true and China is to open up their doors because they have their cryptocurrency, they're going to know what everybody's doing. That's got your name on it. That's your crypto. If they convert their yuan to crypto, they know who you are. They know what you hold. They know what you traded. They're going to tax the hell out of you. The point of America is so that people could get around shit.
Yeah.
And once people figure out that they can get around shit, they get away with it, and then the government just keeps creating money.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the end of the day, it's almost like capitalism doesn't work 100%, but it's better than any other type of system that's out there, because obviously communism works in China's sense, right? It
Yeah,
does.
right.
But at the end of the day, you can't live your life like that. They can't have people living their life like that. So there has to be that happy balance, and that's where that's never going to be found.
Yeah, you can never find that in an imperfect world, right?
No, you can't. And I don't think it ever will be found. I think that, you know, America needs to stay a capitalist country and not go into too far into socialism. It's not good for the world, in my opinion. People need, but then again, people are reliant on the government. There's too many people nowadays that are reliant on government services and getting free money and things like that.
Yeah.
And it just keeps spreading because they want you to get more free money. And, you know, again, the 1% of the population owns 90% of the wealth that the other 90% of people have. So that's why you have so much inequality.
Yeah.
I don't really know that socialism is the way to fix it, but then again, it's debatable, because how do you fix it? No one has the answer to that.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know, everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants capitalism.
We just got to go back to that servant-like mentality. You know, I always kind of looked at money as, I don't know, when someone asked me like, what was money? And I'm like, I really think money is just a guideline in how we serve each other, essentially. Right. You know, because you got like, I've got carpenter skills. That's what I've done a lot in my life. So imagine if we lived in this society where, and this is crazy, obviously, this is more that socialistic like thinking, but being able to just, I'll go work on your house, but you cook food so you can come cook food.
It's called bartering. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But
that's what you're getting to.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like money is the guideline that we use to do those acts of service. And that's the whole purpose of money. You know,
there has to be that's why they created it. That's why
because we're all selfish. Everyone's selfish, you know?
Yeah, sure. That has a lot to do with it, but it's more importantly, it's a medium of exchange. It's you can't change the face of a dollar. So they just value the dollar 3% every year. I always use the example, a cup of coffee 10, 20 years ago was what, 50 cents. Nowadays, you go to McDonald's, it's $2. Yeah. That's because of inflation. People say, you know, Bitcoin will fix this completely, but, you know, it'll suck up a lot of money and it'll bring people into this investment, but is it really going to fix the problem in that aspect? They're going to keep creating money. There's no doubt about it. If you stop creating money, then, you know, these people that are reliant on these services are just going to die off. They're so used to, you know, people are born into the ghettos and the hood and stuff like that. Right, they're born off social services. This is money that taxpayers pay. And, you know, for the people that take advantage, it's worse for the people that don't take advantage because they're paying money back in taxes, but there's still a problem. They're still creating money to give out more, which inflates shit over time. And I just think that's never going to stop. I don't know how you could save it. I really don't.
I know. It's just like, I mean, you think cryptocurrency is a democracy, so to speak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
and that's as far as like what it's actually, you can't create more Bitcoin, like you said, you know? So the reality is that it will always be what the world decides that it is, which is cool. It's a world currency, you know, it's a world asset, not a US asset, you know?
Exactly. Which is why people, you know, flee to it when, you know, in times of unrest, like with the whole World War III thing that was going on for like a week, you know, people were fleeing into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's what was happening was people were moving into Bitcoin because they want a safe haven asset. And you can't buy, I mean, you can buy gold on the exchange, but like, how do you buy gold? You'd have to go and actually buy it. I think gold's still going to go up over time. But the thing with gold is that there is no cap. I mean, there's still mining X amount % per year. So it's like you can never get rid of gold. And then now they're talking about there's an asteroid not too far from the Earth that's like made of gold. Like if that were to hit the Earth, I mean, what are we going to do? What do we do if that hits the Earth? I mean, everybody's going to be over there mining this asteroid for money. But that's going to devalue it over time because now you got more.
That would be crazy.
Very unlikely. You know, but as of now, it's unlikely that the Bitcoin network gets compromised. And I always got my conspiracy theory mind.
It's fun. It's fun.
I think maybe the government created this, man. I think they put.
You think a government is Satoshi?
I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. I think the U.S. could have had a lot to do with this Kleiman guy or whoever the hell has to do with it, and then they just play a game. You know, FBI goes after Satoshi Nakamoto in California, the guy, the Chinese guy or whatever. They FBI's raiding his house. You know, for all it was an experiment. I mean,
it's not that far fetched, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like, come on. They got Area 51. You got all these things. The government knows so much. You're going to tell me they don't know what the hell's going on with these new technologies? They got people working in departments that know about this stuff. So it's naive for us to think that that's not a likely possibility. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe it really was just some guy in his basement who created this.
Dude, I think it's AI technology.
Yeah, it could be too.
I think AI made it.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's a little far-fetched because I don't really know if we're there yet. But the AI technology is basically part of the government, so it's kind of like the same thing at the end of the day. You know, they have all this technology that we don't have. They have technology 10 years advanced from the average public because they need to stay on their toes. They need to stay on top, and they need to still keep their eye on people and what they're doing so they can do their social experiments.
Well, and it's also smart too. I mean, if you're right, because I think you have a very plausible point here. I mean, if it was the U.S. government that created it, what a great way to dump money into the U.S. from the world, you know?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Possible. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, but then again, I'm thinking like, why does China mine so much of it? You know, like what's their whole take behind it? Maybe they saw the government create it and they wanted to take it for themselves.
Yeah.
They're mining the majority of it. But who knows? Maybe they're
cyber war
backed by U.S. money. I mean, there's so many inner working things that we don't know as people in society, which is why we need to question everything, especially in crypto. Because at the end of the day, there's no right answer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
We can all conspiracy theory and sit there and be like, you're full of shit, and you can't prove me wrong. I can't prove you wrong. So
yeah,
and I don't think we'll ever know.
Well, dude, do you got time for a couple more questions? I know we're a little bit over our time here.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So, no, the other thing I wanted to ask you was, I mean, you were talking about gold earlier. Do you think that the coin market cap will ever surpass the market cap of gold?
So what's that, like 7 trillion or something like that?
I want to say it's a 6. Dude, I should have been researching that. I think it's somewhere around 6 or 7 trillion.
I'm pretty sure it's about 7 trillion. I'll look it up now.
I think you're right about that. It's somewhere around that line.
I mean, it's like we already reached a trillion almost at 800 billion when this cryptocurrencies were designed for this, especially Bitcoin. And look, all these you can't create more Bitcoin, but you can always create more cryptocurrency. But at the end of the day, you can always create more money too. So
right, exactly.
More money that's in society, the more people are going to have, especially with the economy doing so well now. You have more people that have more money to actually put into Bitcoin. So it's like, it's almost inevitable that people are going to put it in. If the stock market is to take a little bit of a dump, then you'll probably see more people getting into crypto. Getting past gold's market cap, I think, is like inevitable, man. I think it's for sure. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I would say the next couple of years. I like to look at, Tim Draper is like one of the best, I think, out there for predicting Bitcoin and things like that. So I think, by 2022, we'll probably see at least 250, like he said.
Yeah.
I think it could probably go sooner though, if we, if we tie it into the last bull market that started. It looks like right now we're starting in a bull market, and we'll probably be in a bull market for the rest of the year, and then for like the next 3 or 4 years before we actually have another crash. And that's just because we have so much building now. I mean, prior to this bull market, there was Ethereum, that was it, and Litecoin, and a bunch of shit coins that no one cared about, and they moved. So, what makes anybody think it's not going to happen again? Are they going to is the government going to be able to stop it somehow? And they're not able to stop it, because if you were able to stop it, you'd have to shut down the internet. And to shut down the internet, you'd shut down the world. So it's almost like they can't stop it, right?
Yeah.
That makes it highly likely that it is going to happen just based on those pure facts. So I think market cap of gold, they're just creating more money. The market cap of gold is going to get wrecked by Bitcoin for sure eventually.
No, I agree with you. I think it's just with the digital world.
So easy to buy it too.
Yeah.
It's easier to buy it. I mean, it's
so easy.
And, with like things like Lolly, if you buy stuff online, you get sats back and things like that. I mean, it's like, you can't get gold back. I mean, buying crypto is like buying stocks, but you're able to use it.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like you can use your investment, and that kind of goes back to the newbies, you know, like try not to use your investment. Try to invest in these coins, believe in it, and don't touch it. And that's probably the best thing for you to do,
Yeah.
especially if you're new, because you're just going to get wrecked at the end of the day.
So with all those investing and people putting money into the market and whatnot, what are your personal top 5 picks, if you don't mind sharing?
Big Connect coin. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, it's really low right now. Buying the red, right?
Yeah, it's $1. It's surprisingly $1, but that's because there's 21 million coins.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, definitely, obviously, you know, the number one being Tron. That's one of my number ones.
Yep.
You know, of course, Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin
Yep.
is the ultimate hard money, guys. Even though it's slow and it's going to cost you a lot to move coins. You know, when the bull market comes and you're going to be like, holy crap, this is terrible. You know, that's something you're going to have to deal with. But with it being the ultimate hard money and nobody really controls it, that's like one of my number one picks.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's involved with crypto.com. So MCO and Crow, I would go with number 3. You know, MCO token is super scarce. So,
Yeah.
and super undervalued in my opinion. And with
totally.
everybody locking coins up during a bull run, $100 plus is like an easy no-brainer in my opinion. You know, not financial advice, but that's what I think. They also have another coin that they created called Crow Token. They froze a whole lot of those, and they've incentivized people to hodl those, you know, with their program called the Syndicate, where they're getting people on their platform by not charging a listing fee to the coin that wants to list their coin, but they're giving 50% off to people that want to buy that particular coin. So let's say you get, you know, they did it for EOS. EOS is worth $4 at the time. You were able to buy EOS for $2 as long as you stake your Crow on their network, which is cool. So they kind of incentivize people to stake that coin. They also give out like 18% in Crow token to
that's crazy.
stakers, which is insane. But the value has tripled in the past 3 months. So I mean, what they're doing is smart. I wasn't very happy about them creating another coin, but it's going to be their own blockchain basically.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So I'm not too opposed to it now. I like what they have going on. So I like both of those for like my number 3. Number 4 definitely be Icon. I like Icon a lot.
Awesome.
Icon, South Korea is huge with crypto. So
ICX,
and they're like the major crypto in that region. So you know, with their structure and their staking, you know, you already got 25% staked on the network. You have a 10-day unstake, which kind of tells people, I'll just leave it and I won't sell it when the price goes up. Incentivize them to hold longer and earn more coins. As the bull market comes, I think that's going to play a huge factor. That thing's probably going to moon like crazy. Not financial advice, but that's what I think is going to happen with that one. And number 5, you know, I still like Basic Attention Token, man. I mean,
really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing. Again, the real use case. You know, you're earning Basic Attention Token with the browser that you use every day, and I use a browser all the time to do videos and things like that. So it's like I'm constantly earning coins for free. I get people that tip me on a constant basis now. You know, the only thing I'm not happy about is that it runs on the Ethereum network. So I'm hoping maybe one day they switch it over to Tron somehow.
Yeah.
So that would be cool.
It's actually kind of funny. One of my buddies I was talking to the other day, and he's like, dude, have you checked out this browser? It's absolutely unbelievable. He's like, Crypto Tone was talking about this the other day, and I was like, sick. So I checked it out, and it is pretty cool. It's I got people all around Maine watching you now. So
that's cool, man. I appreciate it. No, I got tons of videos on Basic Attention Token. I mean, the
platform is pretty sick. It is.
And then I take those coins and I put it on crypto.com and I earn 8% on it extra. So I'm getting free coins and then I earn on it, which is great. And there's real use case on it, which is amazing. I mean, not too many other coins are doing this. I mean, Tron, ICX, crypto.com, and Basic Attention Token are like leading the way in that in that arena in small tokens. And I think I did a video a while ago, and I think this was pretty much still my top 5. I think I might have had Ethereum in there too, but I think Ethereum's up there as well. Yeah, I think it's going to do good. I think like for Moonbag wise, I think you got Litecoin. Litecoin is scarce. Litecoin, you know, is going to go up regardless. It's going to go up with Bitcoin. So is Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash and BSV, guys, even though people hate on BSV, it is a fork of Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin goes up, that and Bitcoin Cash are going to go up. Bitcoin Cash, I do hold a good amount of Bitcoin Cash. I like Bitcoin Cash. It's super cheap to send it.
Is that your favorite out of all the forks?
Yeah. I mean, have you used it before or no?
No, I haven't, honestly.
Dude, it's super fast. It's super cheap. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, again, people hate on Roger Ver. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care because it's usability. Can I use it? It's a decentralized currency basically that you can use that's super cheap. So can't hate on it too much. BSV, I won't hold it just because Craig writes a dirtbag, but I have other moon bags that I'm happy with. I don't think that's going to get anywhere near Bitcoin's price. Yeah, that's for sure. Ethereum, I think, is going to go up as well, even though with all this BS, you know, if Tron acquires a consensus, that's going to be a big blow, I think, because they're going to have a lot less developers on it. So we'll see what happens with that. I think that could be a major catalyst for Tron and kind of shit all over Ethereum.
Yeah, so, exactly.
You know, it's scary holding Ethereum there. I definitely hold a lot less Ethereum US dollar wise than I do Tron, just because I see the future going more towards what Tron is aiming to do.
I'm with you on that, man. Same exact thing for me. I mean, it just seems like the Tron platform is going to definitely adopt way more users over time.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's super easy to use. You know, Ethereum is so hard to use. I always compare it to Ethereum. You know, Ethereum's the first light bulb, and then you got Tron is the 13-watt light bulb. So you can say copied white paper, this, that, and the third, but they perfected Ethereum to a way where you almost can't compete now, man. I mean, look at the system that Tron has. You can vote for super representatives. You can earn extra dividends on your coins. You know, voting for those people that are basically securing the network with nodes. It's an ingenious way to do it. It's way better than mining. Way better than mining. You know, obviously EOS does something similar. The problem with EOS is that you can't earn anything when you vote. Like, you could vote for block producers, but you don't earn shit. So where's my incentive to vote?
Yeah, and that's the thing. People want the incentives now. They want to be able to stake all their coins or whatever you call it, you know.
Some people do. You and I do. We see that, but other people don't see that yet. And they're starting to wake up to that, which is good, because you're not seeing anybody talk very well about EOS, which again is a shocker, because I had bought EOS back in the day and I ran it up to $20. I didn't sell it, of course, held it through mainnet like an idiot, and just hodled it forever. And I voted for block producer. I didn't earn anything from it. It was very complicated to set up the wallet. I had to ask the community and no one would give me an answer. And I've always been critical of them because of that, not just because I think it's far less superior than Tron. It's because I just could never get an answer from anybody. No one ever really knew. And it was like a nerdy answer. Like, I need an answer as an average user. Like I am. I'm not a computer geek. I'm not one of those guys. I'm an average user. That's where Tron works, because I don't really know that I'm using the blockchain. I just know what to do. I go on the wallet, I vote, I get my divs, and that's it. With EOS, you got to set up a wallet. You got to do all these things. There's all these extra hurdles. It's a little more difficult. Not too much, but it's a little more difficult. You need to be a little more computer savvy in order to understand it. And not only that, the YouTube views for EOS YouTubers has gone down dramatically. The people that have talked about EOS in the last year and a half have died. I don't even know where they are.
It seems like it's really gone down.
Or they just talk about FUD because there's nothing else to talk about. I mean, imagine they have to go on and talk great about EOS right now after what's going on. But again, the price is probably going to go up because it's, again, scams pump the hardest. And
well, it's that, and two, it's just like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, you got all this investor muscle memory, people that were in the bull market that pulled out or maybe lost their asset or whatever. They haven't done a lot of study in the crypto market, and they just naturally go back to what they originally invested in, not thinking about why they're investing in it to begin with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to invest and keep our head in the game and know what's going on, with our coin that we're invested in, with our company that we're invested in. If you don't see it doing as good, you might want to make a different decision and put more money into something else.
Yeah.
But, the way I look at it is like that to an extent, but I still hold a good bag of EOS because I do think that voice thing could gain some hype. I don't really think it's going to be as big as they say it is, but we have to remember that they have $4 billion in their arsenal. So
Crazy.
supposedly they're going to be putting a couple of $100 million into marketing, which is massive.
Crazy.
So regardless what we think about EOS, that news alone is going to moon the price. I don't care if it's congested or whatever you want to call it with what they got going on. Dan Larimer could leave the project tomorrow and it could still move. It doesn't matter. So crypto it's a different world when it comes to investing. I wouldn't go ahead and say, well, invest in Dragon Chain instead. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They were Disney partnership was their whole big thing when they blew up.
Yeah.
Where are they at now? So, EOS still has money. Justin Sun still has money. So I'm going to keep my money with where the money is, regardless of what I think about, the coin and what it's doing. So
and that's beautiful.
Like something more, I'm still going to have faith in it. You can't, that's what the thing with crypto is, like, everybody picks their community and that's all they go to. Me, I'm not like that.
You're not married. You're not married to a specific.
I don't like to eat Cheerios every morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to diversify yourself in the crypto space.
Yeah. No, and honestly, that's beautiful advice to the new users. And I mean, honestly, with that, man, I got one last question for you. Is just for all of my viewers, what is the best advice that you could really give us as far as just coming into this new bull run? I mean, obviously, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be a really exciting run, and it's going to be very emotional in the broad sense. So, what's the best advice that you could give all of us? Just anything out of all.
Well, I mean, if you're watching this and you've gotten to this point, then you've probably been in the game for at least a year, maybe less, maybe more, give or take. So you're in a good position, right? And you need to realize that you're in a good position. So don't let yourself get sidetracked by moons and Lambos and this, that, and the third. Or dips or anything. If you believe in that particular project and you think that they're going to go up, then put your money where your mouth is and just hodl. That's, we've seen so many, there's been 2 bull runs so far, basically, or, 2 or 3, like if you want to, say last year was a bull run, but not really. That was like a mini, the bull runs that have already come have minted millionaires, billionaires even. And that was off small amounts, guys. So you need to realize that just because you might think you only have X amount and that's not enough, it may be enough. It may actually be enough.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money that could be potentially coming into this space is a lot more than people will think. And when I hear people say on my YouTube channel, no way, I love those people, because I always go back to, could you have told me back in 2010 Bitcoin was going to go from X amount to $20,000 in 2017? There's no way. You would have told me I was crazy. I was smoking crack, but we saw it. It happened. So for anybody to tell me that a coin can't do a serious move, I really don't know where you're looking. For me, I don't understand that. Yeah. Just because we've seen so much insane action in this space. And another thing is, like, to think these people that own Bitcoin that are trying to evade taxes, like we were talking about earlier.
Oh my word. Yeah.
Think these people aren't greedy. And to think these people aren't going to buy altcoins for what? So they could buy Bitcoin, yet let alone the fact that the company, TRON or whatever it is a good company. They're going to buy this coin because they want more Bitcoin. That's another reason for you to buy altcoins. And those are multi-millionaires, billionaires that have money, that are greedy, and they're going to buy regardless if it's a shit coin or whatever it is, and they're going to moon it. So on top of real life use case now and real structure with the project, plus billionaires pumping into the market, it's inevitable in my opinion. So I think, again, if you're watching this and you're, kind of in our age group or older or younger, hodl. That's it. That's the best advice anybody could give anybody.
That's the big word.
Buy your coins and hodl, and just shit. If I would have just hodled and not looked at anything, I would have bought my Bitcoin that day.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
not looked at anything for the next 5 years.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's what happened to one of my friends. He bought Bitcoin back in, I think it was 2013, something like that. And it was before that, 2010. He just bought two or three, and then it just started coming up again in 2017, and he was just like, dude, I think I actually have Bitcoin somewhere. And he was like looking around. He's like, I don't know.
Nice.
I remember someone told me to get something like that.
Where's my Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, he's like, where the hell is that stupid? And so, dude, he logged in onto Coinbase or whenever it was, that came out. And dude, he's holding like $45,000 to the USD value. And I'm sitting here just like, good for you, man. Seriously.
Right.
Like crazy.
Yeah. See that, and that's what I'm talking. I've heard a lot of stories of people had to when they had to buy something online with Bitcoin back in 2012. It was like impossible. You had to have this piece of paper, a paper wallet, this shit.
Yeah.
I know people that told me I threw that shit away. I had like a couple hundred Bitcoin. I'm like, wow, no one knew, bro. No one knew this. I talked to a guy on Twitter that DM'd me, and he was like, I had hundreds of Bitcoin on a paper wallet. I lost it. I was like,
oh, dude.
God.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so many Bitcoins were lost by like random people.
And that's going to continue to happen too. I would imagine people losing private keys all the time. Like to me, that's scary stuff.
Just get your money on Coinbase and HODL. That's it. Honestly,
it is.
Easiest thing for you to do. There's insurance. I hate Coinbase, but I wouldn't recommend you go out and get a Ledger Nano and put if you're a newbie. If you're really into crypto, different story. But if you're a newbie, stick with the easiest way to go. Get it on the app. You can see, especially crypto.com. Crypto.com.
Yes. And I just want to let all of our viewers know that I'm going to be leaving your link for crypto.com on this video. So that way people can sign up that you both can receive that $50 bonus.
Oh, man.
Awesome. Just as a token of our appreciation, no pun intended.
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
And then also, I think we'll probably leave some of your public addresses. So if people want to tip you in certain cryptos and whatnot, that would be super awesome.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, I'll leave whatever you want. Just DM me and I'll give you those links. But that's really awesome. I appreciate
absolutely. That. Well, dude, I seriously appreciate it. It's so nice to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, we were trying to do this for a while. I know.
Yeah.
You got me at a good time because I'm not. I always pack up my time with so much editing videos and things like that, and with this YouTube ban that I got going on, it's
crazy.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll be back on. It's been 3 weeks of hell,
I know, dude. We've missed you, man. We've missed you.
I'm glad that you put some stuff out on Twitter. Where you at? So I've been on Twitter. The thing is, all these other platforms, I like them, but I get no views. So it's like for me to edit the video and do all this stuff, I like to get everything perfect and sit there for an hour and do it. There's no way I'm gonna do that and get 10 views. I can't.
Yeah.
So it'll take time for me to push people over to these new platforms like Library, Vibervid, Cost TV, all these other platforms. But I'll do that, sporadically throughout my, while making videos, not like just go into one platform and they have to start over because it's, it was hard enough for me to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So for me to have to start over there, oh my God,
dude. Well, you definitely have a lot of followers, and we're stoked about all the new stuff that you'll be putting out. So I'll make sure I leave all the social media links with all of your social media links in the description below. But dude, awesome. Thank you so much for doing this with us. This is huge. This has been a lot of fun.
Definitely enjoyed coming on, man. Appreciate it. And if you ever want to do it again, just let me know.
I'm sure we will in the future, bro.
Yeah, awesome. When Tron's on the moon, we'll do a moon video.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. I'll see you on the moon.
Yeah, right? We'll end it with that. See you on the moon, brother.
Awesome. See you, bro.
Later. Peace.